Hi, everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of the Bastian Weekly. On a weekly basis here, we will be bringing you news on new opportunities and exciting roles we're currently working on. We'll be discussing current market trends, market insights, and generally anything that has to do with supply chain and tech. So let's just start off with a couple roles I'd like to highlight first of all. So we've got a BD director role for a supply chain advisory business based in London. Anyone with a background in obviously business development, either from a 3PL contract logistics background or from a consulting advisory background, would be ideal for this type of opportunity. We've got a PSO director for a global market leading supply chain software company based in Tokyo. Exciting role, small team to manage, but an opportunity to really help grow the business here in the Japan, Korea region. We've got a commercial director and a sales director for a privately owned ocean freight forwarding company headquartered out of Switzerland. The roles are both based in Melbourne. Exciting opportunities to join a growing business and help create a business from scratch here locally in Australia. We've got a couple of DC design consultants roles going with a market leading supply chain advisory business as well. One of the roles is based in the UK, and one of the roles can either be based in Sydney or Melbourne. And the final opportunity we'll share with you today is a financial controller role for a privately owned packaging manufacturing company based in Melbourne. So if any of those roles sound interesting to you or you'd like more information on any of those opportunities, please feel free to reach out directly to us, and we'd love to have a chat about those roles. So just in terms of trends right now in recruitment, certainly lots of activity across the APAC region. Still high volume of roles being recruited, high volume of turnover, and certainly the investment in supply chain and tech continues. And obviously that's having an impact on recruitment as well, which is great for candidates alike. Specialist skills in WMS are still in high demand. Specialist skills in automation design, we're seeing a lot of work there. And also network strategy or supply chain design. Big emphasis on redesigning supply chains currently in the market. The other thing around recruitment trends we're seeing is a lot of counter offers flying around at the moment. I think employers are generally pretty concerned about losing the IP or losing that employee. So, if you're not building in a margin to try and retain your staff or trying to put in a margin in an offer as a future employer trying to secure a candidate, I think that's certainly a mistake. Counter offers are flying around pretty hot and heavy right now. And you'd certainly want to be taking that into consideration when making an offer, because we've seen a number of examples in the last weeks and months where counter offers have been made for an impressive offer to begin with, and the employee ultimately decides not to change. They generally regret staying in the current employer. However, from a financial offer perspective, it's certainly something to be aware of and something you want to be taking into consideration when you are looking to secure that new and best-in-class talent. In terms of current affairs, I think a couple the continued cost of inflation is a hot topic in supply chain right now, whether it be for services in terms of freight or containers and things of that nature, raw materials, or from a production perspective. Certainly the cost of everything is going up at the moment. And so supply chains in general are trying to find the best way to control cost, partner with providers or vendors or suppliers that aren't necessarily just adding that cost directly onto their service or product as well. So it's certainly a hot topic for supply chain leaders at the moment, and something we, all need to pay attention to. And then the final thing is around, digital skills and building up that pipeline for projects that are continuing to be delivered over the next couple of years, because COVID certainly shined a light around, some of the gaps in your digital infrastructure or your gaps in your supply chain. And we're still seeing high demand for specific digital skills or specific technical supply chain skills that are part of big transformational programs. And so the innovation and the design and the transformation push is still going on pretty heavily at the moment in the market. And so, if you're in that space or you have skills in that space or you're needing skills in that space, it's certainly a hot contested area and an area that is continuing to be discussed on a frequent basis. So yeah, so look, that's probably all we've got today. But as I said, first episode, we're going to have guests on in the future as well. So if you'd like to come on to the Bastion Weekly and talk about a service or a product that you have, or just general chit chat with myself, reach out and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.